Welcome to the Care Sis podcast with me, Ki, and Kiki.
Join two friends for a conversation around self-care in real life. We'll talk about anything on the spectrum from bubble baths to setting boundaries to managing friendships and more.
As your sisters, we also just want to provide a weekly check-in. You know, like big sis asking little sis, sis, you good? So come on in, sis. Let's talk about how we can take better care of ourselves. What's up, Kiki?
Hey, Ki. How are you, sis?
Today has been a day.
What's been going on today?
Today has been a day. We're going to move forward.
How was your week?
I've been fighting plastic. Yeah, exactly. It's the time of the month. Listen, I have a beef with the pain reliever companies, right? Like, if I'm in pain, I don't want to fight with your plastic to get to the good stuff that I need to no longer be in pain. And I just have a real problem with that because, like, for example, Midol, right? A lot of times when you do the online shopping because you don't feel good and whatnot, they have the square box, right? Not the one that's in the bottle, the square box. Well, the square box got this packaging, and I just want the drugs because I'm in pain. I don't want to fight the plastic.
I'm sorry.
I've been attacking this plastic with a freaking box cutter because I just want the drugs.
Yeah, you're talking about the actual, I thought you were like talking about having a bottle that you have to fight with.
No.
You're dealing with the plastic that it's actually in where you have to, like, it says it has a tab on it, but the tab don't really
The tab
work.
breaks. The tab breaks before you get to the pills. So now I'm still fighting with plastic. I'm bleeding. I'm cramping. I'm cranky, and I can't get to the pills. That's been my day.
I'm sorry. You're right. We should not have to deal with that, especially at this time. It's too much trouble.
And somebody was like, well, you know, they did it to protect them kids. Man, F them kids. I need my drugs.
People get so offended when we say F them kids. I saw a whole post about that. Like, people were like, I think it was a lady, she was like, if you're saying F those kids, this is mentally damaging to them or something along those lines. People in the comments were like, no. People that say F them kids are actually taking care of their kids. They're just sick of them. I'm like, I can't argue with that. Can't argue with
my nephew this weekend. Like, shut up. Today is probably not the day. How's your day going?
My day's fine. Last week, I told you before, I actually got back into my website, which is a big feat for me, especially having to talk to just chat agents instead of an actual person on the phone. Yeah, I've been through so many of them, and for them to send me the email that says that my website is back up and it's working, I was like, thank you. Because y'all don't know how much I really wanted to cuss y'all out, but I couldn't do it over text because it doesn't have the same effect.
I do mine.
I will send you an invoice. Yes, I will do it, and I will send you an invoice.
Fix my website, and somebody give me a new logo. That's it. I'll pay. I don't mind. But I can't do it.
Yeah, I already been through all that. The logo, I just did it myself, but I know you ain't got the patience. You'd be like, nah, somebody come get it for me. Get somebody else to do it.
Right.
But yeah,
I've been talking about my patience all weekend. Like, so this guy, he was picking on me because I admit I'm not a chef. I don't like cooking. I don't enjoy it. I do enjoy eating, but I don't enjoy cooking. Baking, I kind of enjoy baking, but the thing about baking is, like, there's always so many utensils and bowls and stuff that you use, you feel
Mhm.
like you wash the dishes for forever when you bake anything.
Right.
Cookies is probably the one thing that I can get away with, but other than that, like that's the reason why I don't like baking because you just use too many things. Like a
I
cake,
get it.
kiss my ass. But cooking, I don't enjoy it. I don't. Can I cook? Absolutely. My mom be like, I don't know why you don't cook more. You actually cook very well. I'd be like,
Listen,
um.
I
So the
like
deal with
cooking, but
like,
it takes up too much time. And then you cook for this whole time and then you eat for like 10 minutes. It's a scam. This is a scam. Who made
there's
this?
there's so many steps. Like I be looking at you people on the Instagrams. Oh my God, y'all make some beautiful dishes. There be 85 steps
Mhm,
and 700 ingredients, and like I gotta go to the store and buy a whole bottle of like cardamom, for
mhm,
example. I'm just thinking of, I think you bake with cardamom. But anyway, like cardamom, right?
mhm.
And like this is gonna cost me like $7, and I'm gonna use a teaspoon.
Teaspoon.
For that, like this is why I don't cook more, honestly, because like I love very flavorful. I mostly like international dishes, like to be real with you. Like if I had my choice to eat, first would always be Japanese, then Caribbean, followed by Thai. Those are my tops, right? So, you know how long it takes to cook any of them dishes and how many ingredients that you? A bunch. So anyway, I made this comment about you would think that I would like cooking more because I be watching these Food Network, like Food Network stays on my TV for the most part.
Mhm.
Like Food Network, TLC, they got me in a chokehold. I don't really know where any other channels on my TV are. It's mostly about those two. So, um, but yeah, I don't like to cook. And girl, I be so into them competition shows too.
The competition shows I've gotten into recently, and they have me in a chokehold because I be sitting there watching them like I can cook and be sitting there fussing at them like, girl, what's wrong
Right.
with you? Like
Right.
I was
You knew
watching
that you needed more flavor. You knew you didn't have time for that. You should be plating.
I
I'm
was watching Next Level Chef, and this girl up there just kept burning shit. And I was just like, why? Even I'm not gonna burn this stuff. What are you doing? What are you doing? And after the last time before she went home, that last time was the last straw for me, and I ain't even near her. I was like, she gotta go. Please get her out of here. Please. She about to burn the kitchen down.
I have this uncontrollable like anxiety about undercooking meats. Like
Hmm.
I'd be stabbing at it the whole entire time because I'd be like, "Is it done? Is it done?" Because I should just buy a thermometer. I really should, but I haven't. Because again, it's just one more thing that you would need in your kitchen. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I make all the juices go away in my meats because I be stabbing them throughout the entire time it's cooking. I'd be like, "Is it ready? Is that too pink? Wait a minute, that's too pink. Let me stop." And then
Get you a thermometer, friend.
I've gotten certain cuts down to a. I've gotten certain cuts down, but oh my god, like I made pot roast for myself for Christmas, and I don't currently have a crock pot.
Hmm. How did that turn out?
I mean, it turned out good, but when I tell you,
Yeah, I have never cooked pot roast without a crock pot, so I can't say anything about that.
yeah, I was pleased. But yeah, I checked it a couple billion times.
Girl, I did for Super Bowl Sunday. I made me some meatballs and put them in the air fryer. I was like, I am never using my oven again.
I need to
Never.
pull her off the shelf and
I
just
am
look.
never using my air fryer. I mean my oven again. Like the convenience of just taking it out and pouring the grease instead of having to like line my pan with foil and then like get rid of the grease that way and all messy and sticky. I just pour it out. And I was like, oh, this is just so convenient. So
Should have did my squash and zucchini in my air fryer. I'll do the next
yes,
batch. Yeah, I'll do the
girl,
next batch in the air
I,
fryer because I
I
oven roasted.
roast. Yeah, I roast all of my vegetables in the air fryer, especially when I'm just cooking for me. Yeah.
I bought more carrots. So listen. You're not gonna be able to tell me nothing. I don't like carrots, but when I do put them in like my smoothie, I be feeling real bougie. Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
bought carrots and celery because I hear that celery is really good for detoxing, and I don't know. I ran down this rabbit hole and I found out how like your liver controls like everything, and
Hmm.
celery is really good for detoxing the liver. So I bought some celery. I don't even like celery.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, I'll take it back. I don't dislike celery. Like for example, I had celery in my pot roast. Um, but celery is such a like it is such a definitive taste. Like if
Hmm.
you put it in a smoothie, I don't care what else you put in the smoothie, you're going to taste the celery.
Right.
I want a juicer, but it's my understanding that like juicers, you get more waste than you actually even get juice. No one
Hmm.
has time for that. I would be so sad. So I'd rather make a smoothie, probably pulverize all the good ingredients out of it, but make myself mentally feel
Hmm.
better.
I
Let's get the topic going.
Okay.
Okay.
So last week we talked about the different types of love according to the Greeks, according to the nasties, like Ki said.
Love never needed.
There she go, y'all. So we talked about the 8 types of love and how we can personally explore each love a little more. So if you haven't listened to that episode, please go listen to it now. All right. We want to talk about our day of rest, sis?
It's here. It's here. We've been teasing y'all since probably like December about the day of rest, but it's finally here. It's coming on March 12th. We taking self-care Sunday to a whole new level. We gonna have, oh my God, we gonna have a speaker. We gonna have journaling. We gonna have yoga. We gonna have sound bowl. We gonna have massages. We gonna have snacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if you consent, you will be on our live broadcast. We are going to do a portion of our podcast live, and we're going to have audience participation.
Hey, 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 hey.
So tickets are on sale right now, and the first 3 registrants get a little extra something, something, because everybody gets a goodie bag, everybody gets a swag bag. But the first 3 registrants, excuse me, they get a little extra something at no cost to you. And we also highly encourage you to be first amongst the first to get your tickets, because we have a limited amount of early bird tickets that are going for only $45. After that, the price goes up.
That's right.
So go on and get it.
Come on and
But
get your tickets.
go on get them tickets, friend. We want to see you, because I had a few people, quite a few at that, tell me, "Oh man, I ain't gonna be able to make this one."
So
I'm
get your
finna
tickets.
DM you for this one. Hey, remember you had said, just be looking for it.
We're coming for you. You couldn't make the first one, but we're coming for you on this one. Okay?
Kiki,
Mm-hmm.
ain't we giving away a free ticket?
Oh, yeah, we are giving away a free ticket, sis.
Tell them about the
So
free ticket.
listen, we're giving you a free ticket. That means you getting all of that you just said for free. But this is what you're going to have to do to get that ticket. And listen carefully. You're going to have to be following us on Instagram, number 1. You're going to have to be following us or subscribe to our YouTube channel, number 2. Number 3, under our original post that says 3/12/23, I'm going to need you to go under there, tag 2 friends, say, check this out, and done. Okay?
Done. You got to tag 2 friends. It's done.
Done. Okay? That's what you
So,
got to do.
4 things. Make sure you're subscribed to the Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed to YouTube. I feel like if you listen to this podcast, you probably already handled 1 and 2. So that's not really anything for you to do. But Trey, you got to go and find or you gotta go to the post. Not that hard. Go to the post, tag 2 friends, and be like, done. And come get your free prize, sis.
Mhm.
And bring 2 friends, by the way. Tell them to get their ticket.
Yeah. Bring your 2 friends. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are giving y'all a week. All right. From today until next Tuesday. So the 14th to the 21st, y'all got a whole week to tag your friends and tell them about this event. And then we're going to do a drawing and you'll know who the winner is on the 21st. We'll post that on our IG. Okay?
So go on and buy your tickets, right?
Mhm.
Because there's only going to be one winner. So if you
Right.
buy a ticket and you win, of course, we're going to give you your money back. But there's only going to be one winner. So go on and buy them tickets.
Right. One winner. That's it. Okay, so shall we go into our For the Culture segment? For the culture. 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 We gonna get into some topics. All right, y'all. Our favorite segment. We gonna talk about these Grammy wins and all the records that were broken.
She gonna talk about them Grammy wins. I didn't watch the Grammy.
I didn't watch it either. I just saw all of the records and I thought that they were very especially since it's Black History Month. Let's talk about the records broken so we can talk about the new history that's being made now. So first we have Viola Davis, who won a Grammy for narrating her audiobook of her memoir, Finding Me, which helped her to reach official EGOT status. Woo! So that makes her the 6th Black person, the 9th person of color, and the 18th person overall to reach this achievement.
And the 3rd Black woman.
Hey, that's right.
Oprah. Sorry, not Oprah. Whoopi Goldberg, Jennifer Hudson, and now her. And EGOT is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
That's a lot. But she deserved it. So happy for her. Next we have Beyoncé, who won 4 Grammys, which makes her the person with the most Grammys ever. So she currently has 32 Grammys in all. So she won Best Dancing Electronic Album for Renaissance. Hold on. Best Traditional R&B Performance for Plastic Off the Sofa. Best Dance Electronic Recording for Break My Soul. And she also had the most nominations this year with a total of 9 nominations.
But did not win Album of the Year.
No, she didn't. But she always kind of gets snubbed for the big awards, like the actual ones that she probably should win.
Well, that's because she don't show up. So I probably wouldn't give it to her either.
Well, I mean, why would she show up when she knows she ain't gonna win? It's a revolving door.
Listen, I don't watch the Grammys. I gave up award shows a couple years ago. I will, like, if I'm spending time with my parents, they will definitely try to catch the NAACP awards every year and the BET awards because they, Black Power. But I don't really mess with these other ones. I really think that as a culture, we need to do our own thing, have our own award show that's not the BET and the NAACP awards. NAACP awards, I give them much props. They do a lot. They have various categories. I love it, but they need some support, literally and figuratively. Because like Beyonce don't go to the NAACP awards. She get nominated every year, but she don't ever show up. Let's talk about it, B. Let's talk about it. But we need our own awards category because, for example, the one thing I do know about the Grammys was how my Virginia homie showed his ass, Chris Brown. Um, and he got snubbed again. Now, I will say, I do believe that academies and not record labels, because people want him to make money for him, but
Mhm.
people who recognize music and artists and whatever, I do believe he's getting snubbed. At this point, I do. But he lost album of the year to Robert Glasper. Now Robert
Mhm.
Glasper is my book. Like, I love Robert Glasper. Like, if you've ever taken a yoga class with me, there's a Robert Glasper track on my playlist. Like, I love Robert Glasper, but I don't believe those two men should have been in the same category.
Not at all.
Um, Now Robert Glasper, his project that actually won, it does have a lot of R&B artists on it. But I feel like that's where our music is so awesome, in that, we cross categories all the time, mostly because we made up this music. But we cross categories all the time. He is very much a jazz musician that has R&B features. I do believe Black Radio is supposed to be more of, it's just an artistic project, honestly. I
Right.
wouldn't call it anything but that. He plays the piano. He plays, he's got the jazz like rhythms going on, and you got these R&B and these hip hop artists, going over the beat. But I don't think that him and Chris Brown should have been up against each other ever at all.
No.
So I don't really mess with the award shows.
Right. And the fact that and I know you had an issue with that too, that her album was just dance electronic, when we know that a lot of her songs were kind of R&B, more soul-ish. It makes you kind of think of like disco, kind of like her. And I know that that's probably not a category, but I guess it's why
It
they were
is
just.
a category.
Is it
Yes.
for Grammys? Is it still a
I don't
category?
know. The category for sure, for sure.
I
You
mean, but
know.
I was like, is it still a category? Because disco was like.
But all of them award shows, they have like 80 awards, but you see about 10 of them because
Right.
not enough TV time.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't understand how you can win Best Traditional R&B, but then
Right.
turn around for a track, but then turn around and win electronic album. And like, I don't know, like, I like this Beyonce album, this Beyonce project, I really do. But I wouldn't call it a dance album. She got 2 dance tracks on there.
I can see
Maybe 3.
why they put it in a dance category, but the whole project is not dance. Like, it was made for dancing, but I don't think it's the actual dance electronic. It's definitely not electronic, because those two together give you more of a pop feel, and this is more R&B-ish.
I think
I
Beyonce did
don't
a
know.
good job of giving all of her fans a little something.
Well, she
So she
does it
gave
most
her
of
club,
the I think she does it most of the time. It's like
yeah.
every
So
album
she
isn't
gave her
like.
club kids a little something, but nah, this wasn't a dance CD.
Mhm.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of nominating they were doing this year.
That's why I'm watching. They do it every year.
All right, so the last one is Lizzo won a Grammy for Record of the Year for About Damn Time. And she was the first Black woman to win the Record of the Year in almost 30 years. And the last being Whitney Houston for I Will Always Love You. Yes, Key. It's like cool.
I said cool.
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 All right. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it was.
Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Super
Our
Bowl.
girl Riri came out there, and she had been saying there was going to be a special guest. So we're
Mhm.
like, ooh, is it going to be Jay? Ooh, is it going to be Kanye? Ooh, is it going to be Shaggy? Ooh, is it going to be
No,
Sean Paul?
it's
It
Rihanna
was her
Jr.
baby bump. She just came out and announced that she's having ASAP Rocky's second baby. And we ain't getting no CD, y'all. We're not getting an
Nope.
album. We're not. She finna go on to the house.
Mhm.
Cause I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know how far along she is, but traditionally, you know, women, especially the thin ones, they'll just have a little belly with their first baby, but they kind of expand a little more with second baby.
Right.
And so I
So
feel like
I was like, I don't know why I thought that she just had this baby. Like I literally was thinking in my mind, she just had this baby a couple of months ago. No, it was like early last year.
yeah, her baby's almost 9 months old.
I was like, I don't know. I guess because I don't like since she out of the public eye for a while, like
Yeah.
I just didn't put two and two together.
Nah,
So
you're not the only person that has said that to me. I'm like, that baby was born in May.
right.
It's a
That's what
Taurus.
that's what I had to tell my mom. She was like, didn't she just had this baby? I was like, nah.
Everybody says like I was laughing because somebody on my Instagram stories. By the way, normally I don't find some of my followers funny. And I'd be like, oh, okay, they're just, you know, they were a riot this weekend. I don't know what y'all was drinking on or something, but my Instagram followers were, or the people I follow, I'm sorry, not my followers. I love y'all. The people I follow were a riot this weekend. And one woman was like, I feel like they didn't wait for the stitches to
I saw a guy on TikTok. He was like, "This is just for ASAP Rocky. Like, we don't. Nobody else needs to watch this." He said, "If you're not ASAP Rocky, don't watch it." He said, "Get off her." I think he was
So,
mad about the album too. I was like,
hmm. So baby boy was born in May, first of all. Second of all, y'all know she did her annual show
mhm.
about November-ish.
And
And
that's
sis
right. And
was
I forgot to go back and watch it. So that's probably why it was like out of sight, out of mind. I didn't really think about or put two and two together that.
mhm. Sis was snatched. So she clearly had a baby bump. But what I was bothered by was people choose the wrong times to be allies and advocates, okay? The wrong times.
Oh God, what
You
happened?
had women and men, like y'all was okay. That was like, we shouldn't be body shaming her. She ain't got a baby bump. She just got pregnancy weight. And I'm like, this Rihanna, her baby was born in May. This Rihanna ain't no way in hell she's still carrying baby weight. This Rihanna, now granted, she does what she want to do, but she, you know, got chefs and gyms and money and
Mhm.
money and money. Um, did I mention money? I don't think this is gonna carry a whole lot of baby weight from May to February. I just don't see it happening because she loved to.
I'm not gonna lie. I started off saying there might be a little bit of baby weight, but then like after I Googled when she actually had the baby, I was like, oh, it's not baby weight. The
Mm-hmm,
baby
mm-hmm.
been gone.
I've seen some of the craziest things, y'all. Um, this woman was so loud and wrong. She was like, I know diastasis recti when I see it. Obviously you don't. Obviously you don't because if Rihanna had diastasis recti, two things would happen. The world would have known, number one. Number two, there would have been a whole like public service announcements about diastasis recti. People still don't know what I'm saying. We're
Mhm.
talking about. And three, we would have seen her diastasis recti since May. We ain't seen it. Sis had a whole Fenty show. Now, I haven't seen her showing off her belly like she used to. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure she's working through some stretch marks or whatever. I give her another. Well, now she's having another baby, so never mind. I was gonna say I give her a year. She worked the vitamin E oil and stuff out, but not she
Yeah, you're
pregnant
gonna
again.
have to wait a you're gonna have to wait another year.
She might not get rid of these stretch marks, not on top of each other like that. That's a lot of trauma in the skin. But she's also rich, rich. So they might just go ahead and permanently airbrush her. I don't know. I don't know what rich people do, but I say all that to say y'all was advocating and allying, and I loved it. Y'all just very much do things at the wrong time.
I second that.
Good and pregnant. They waited.
Yes.
The stitches was healed.
It was a calculated reveal, as we all should have known.
It was very Rihanna. Very Rihanna.
Yeah.
Are we gonna discuss whether we liked it or not, or are we gonna leave that? We can leave it alone.
We're gonna leave it alone. Yeah, we're gonna leave it alone. We got a lot to cover today. Anyway, time for our This Week in Black History segment. And what her earrings say, y'all? I am Black History. I ain't got no statement, but mine just says dope. Guess we just gonna say Black people are dope, okay? We dope. That's it. All right.
So I take the first one.
Mhm.
February 12th, 1909, the NAACP was founded. This is especially special to me, having been a not very strong member of the NAACP. Look, give me grace. But it's really cool because NAACP is amongst the oldest organizations for Black people. Mm-hmm. There are two organizations that are still here today. I'll say that. There's been tons of Black organizations, but three organizations that have been here since the early 1900s. Y'all keep coming for people in the 1900s. Like, this is 1900s for real. Like, right. The O ones and stuff. But anyway, it was Alpha Phi Alpha in 1906, Alpha Kappa Alpha in 1908, NAACP in 1909. And as a matter of fact, the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha may or may not have influenced the NAACP a little bit. I don't know the whole history, so I'm gonna shut up now. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's a special one for me.
So the next one is also on February 12th, 1972. Al Green's Let's Stay Together hits #1 in the US. Let's stay together, loving you with okay.
I was two-stepping with my daddy right now. February 13th, 1923, the first Black professional basketball team, the Renaissance, was organized.
Interesting. On February 14th, 1817, Morehouse College was organized in Augusta, Georgia, and it was later moved to Atlanta. And I believe that the first name of it was Augusta College. Probably. I believe that's
right. Nah, colleges was hella generic back in the day.
Right.
Even University of North Carolina. That was literally University of North Carolina. It's not fancy. it just, what is it? Oh, that's the University of North Carolina. That's what they did. And so, Fayetteville State literally used to be Fayetteville Teachers College. Howard University. It used to be a teachers college too, and it wasn't always, I don't believe it was always Howard, but everything was just simple back then.
Yeah.
I don't know where some of these fancy names come from now, Stanford and stuff like that. I can only assume it's rich people who started them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotta be.
Oh, sorry. February 14th, 1967, my girl, my fellow Aries, Aretha Franklin, Riri, recorded her version of Otis Redding's hit song, Respect. The song was later released on April 29th. Respect, just a little bit.
R-E-S-P-C-T, I don't know what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T, respect. I feel like she did that behind the scenes.
She did. I'm pretty sure she did.
Sis was sassy, okay? What was that video that you told me about?
I think it was like her birthday or something. Oh, no. She was saying how she had quit smoking that year. And they were like, well, what are you doing, to stay healthy and to stay, to stay on top of it? She said, young men and eating right. And she said, but the young men are winning.
And she skipped away. That was the funniest part. All right, so on February 15th, 1979, Donna Summer won Best R&B Vocal Performance in the female category for her song Last Dance at the 21st Grammy Awards. And that's another one that don't make sense.
That was dance.
That was dance. Definitely dance, but it's an R&B performance. Anyways, go ahead, sis.
February 16th, 1951, New York City Council passes bill to prohibit housing racial discrimination. Today, there are more protections, including age, gender identity, marriage or partnership status, and more, according to the NYC Department of Housing Preservation and Development, or HPD. And those protections are very temporary.
You're right. That is a very generic statement. So we don't know what the protections are. There are protections, but we just don't know the details of those protections.
Nor how long they will be there, thanks to our new Supreme Court.
Oh, God. Another topic for another day. We're going to have to do another political episode so we can keep people in the loop.
I'm ready.
I know. I'm ready for you to inform me. Anyway, on February 16th, 1970, boxing legend Joe Frazier is named the world heavyweight champion.
By the way, gosh, what's the podcast? Black History that I didn't know, maybe you didn't either, something like that. Mm-hmm. Done by BDOT. I learned the other day about Jack Johnson, who was actually the first Black heavyweight champion. Interesting story.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to send me that.
Huh?
You're gonna have to send me that podcast, or send me the name so I can look it.
I heard about it on the Breakfast Club. Anyway, February 17th, 1997. Let me go ahead and repeat this real quick for y'all. 1997.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia House of Delegates voted unanimously to retire the state song, Carry Me Back to Old Virginia, which is a song that glorified slavery.
In 1997.
Mm-hmm. The late 1900s.
The late 1900s. So y'all want to say that all this stuff we should forget about? Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. 1997. Mm-hmm. And last, February 18th, 2006, Shawnee Davis becomes the first Black athlete to win an individual Olympic gold medal during the Winter Games.
Shawnee Davis won for, God, he was a speed skater,
I think so.
Yeah, he won in, I know he won in Italy, but let me see if I can find it. Yep, speed skating.
All right. So that was our Black History segment. Hope you learned something new. We did. And we're still learning because history is still being made every day by us. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? Last week, we talked about the different types of love and how they influence our relationships. So in order to obtain love and sustain it over time, we have to have intimacy. And just like with love, you know, people always associate love with just like romantic relationships. Intimacy, they also associate it with just sexual intimacy. However, intimacy comes in different forms as well. So today we're going to dive into those different forms.
I'm playing our theme song.
The theme song we haven't fleshed out yet?
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Okay, there you go. She's playing the piano with her hands. Dun, dun, dun. Sounds good, sis.
Thank you. Thank you. Intimacy can be experienced in a variety of relationships. Romantic relationships, so that's between you and your boo. Mm-hmm. Familial or parental child relationships, friendships, siblings, professional relationships, as well as community level relationships. All the places you can explore intimacy.
So,
Kiki, what are the types of intimacy?
all right, let's start off with our first. Um, Physical intimacy. So, physical intimacy is all kinds of physical contact. So, you think about kissing and touching and hugging and cuddling, just like Ki is demonstrating.
I'll just let me do
So,
anything. Podcast. I don't.
so when you think about physical intimacy, you think about people whose love language is touch. So they want to be touched. Very intimately. No, like people who just like touch, they just like touch. So what?
Each other's private part.
See, we haven't even got to sexual intimacy. She already talking about private parts. That's the problem. That's why we got to break it down. Because people are thinking about private parts. Well, that leads into the next, which is kind of a subset of physical, the sexual intimacy. So that's sharing your desires, your fantasies,
And bodily fluid.
and your needs. I guess your needs include releasing bodily fluids. Yes. So that's also being able to comfortably communicate your sexual boundaries and your needs to your partner. This helps us to form trust and improve communication. And if we want to think about it in terms of the types of love that we talked about last week, this may go hand in hand with Eros love, passionate love, the love that involves touching your privates. What's next, sis?
So my love language is touch. And quite contrary to what people believe. And it's funny because like if you ask a man who truly never knows what their love language is, they'd be like, "Oh, physical touch." Like when you be like, give him an example. Oh yeah, physical touch. Because they're always thinking about sex, or
Yes.
some men are. But actually, like physical touch, I'm not thinking about sex at all.
Right.
A form of intimacy, like my favorite thing. I'm a cuddler. I just want to be like up under you watching TV or whatever until it gets hot, and then I'll be like, okay, and then I come back, and yeah, that's it. So if you jump in my DMs, better know, you better be a cuddler.
Yeah. I like cuddling, but also just like if you're sitting and you just got your hand on my leg, that's enough too. Especially if I'm doing something and you just like randomly touch me. It just lets me know that you're paying attention and you know that I'm there, you're acknowledging me here. So
We taking a drive and you put your hand on my thigh.
we might have to pull over then.
Man, it's not about touching private parts.
I know.
But yes, I like the random the random drive-bys of touch. Like,
Yes.
just occasionally just like squeeze my thigh if we sitting there scrolling my phone, you scrolling your phone, just squeeze my thigh a little bit, or randomly give me a hug if.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I like. The random hugs, especially the ones from behind. It's just like, hey, it just feels so good.
Yep. So next we have emotional intimacy. And this is being able to express your feelings and emotions, sharing both negative and positive feelings, being vulnerable and honest. This helps to build trust. According to Dr. John Gottman, Dr. John Gottman's Sound House theory, the foundation of all romantic relationships is understanding each other's physiological worlds, including history, hopes, worries, and joy. This is a big one for me. That whole helps build trust. I struggle in that area. So definitely before I can say, yeah, I trust that dude, I got to be able to share positive, negative feelings. I got to be able to be vulnerable. Got to be able to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to have an understanding of who I am. So yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I got to work.
No, I get it. Because if you're not able to be honest and vulnerable with your partners or with your friends, there's no relationship. Like you're basically an associate. Like we handle each other from a distance. But in order
Mm-hmm.
to be close to me, we need to have some level of vulnerability.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. Like, not only do I
Right.
need to be vulnerable with you, but I have to see you be vulnerable with me too.
Right.
um, I am, I don't want to say victim, but I have experienced a lot of relationships where, yeah, you totally get to see their negative emotions when they're unhappy, when they're mad, when they're sad, whatever. But happiness just looks like,
The same.
yeah. But
Yeah.
no, what's interesting is, they talk about, or Dr. John Gottman talks about the emotional intimacy being the foundation of romantic relationships. But I'm big on emotional intimacy in my, let's, I don't like the
Platonic.
word platonic, but like my homegirls, my girlfriends,
Mm-hmm.
I like emotional intimacy there. To be quite honest, the girls that I'm closest to, because I have levels to my friendship. My inner circle, I can be completely emotionally vulnerable with them. But if I'm unable to be emotionally vulnerable with you, then
Yeah.
you're not in the inner circle. You may be in a circle,
Mm-hmm.
but not that inner one.
Yeah. And I think that just that level or certain levels of vulnerability that lets you know like who you can talk to about certain things. It's kind of like compartmentalizing your friends. Like I know that I can talk about this to this certain person or talk about this to another group of people. I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Our next form of intimacy is intellectual. So this is sharing your thoughts, your ideas, or your opinions. But it's not about always agreeing with those thoughts, ideas, and opinions. But you should always be able to share freely with your partners, with your friends, family, whatever. Whatever relationship you're focusing on, that's who you should be able to have a good intellectual conversation with without people getting mad.
I have an ex, and that's probably like his, not his, but our best thing. And probably what I miss about him the most is that intellectual intimacy that we were able to have. Like, so far, it's been unmatched. Like, I don't have that with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not only like, not only did we in a healthy way see eye to eye on a lot of things. I'm not that girl, first and foremost. Let me just go ahead and give you a disclaimer. I'm not the girl that believes that I should be alike like my partner. I'm actually very much a yin and yang type of person. Maybe I need to change that. But like, I like if he likes the color white, I like that I like the color black. Like I like that kind of dynamic. But um we not only saw similarly intellectually, but where we did differ, there was so much respect and ability to just be with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Unmatched.
We're
I'm
gonna
sending
hope
him.
that you said what?
I'm sending him this podcast.
We're gonna hope that you find that again, friend.
Right. Spiritual. That's next. Being able to discuss the deeper meanings of life, values, morals, etc. It's not necessarily about religion or agreeing on certain beliefs, but about to be able to express your beliefs, practice them, and being able to respect each other's beliefs. So a good example of this is, do I have any 90 Day Fiance fans out there?
Well, I
So
ain't gonna say I'm a fan, but I'm gonna watch it if it's up there.
I am a stan. If they had a hive, I would be in it. Like I am, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. And so the 90 Day Paradise, there's this current couple. Um, this chick, I can never remember her name because she annoys the hell out of me, but she is a 40 something from New York.
Mm.
And it's funny because she is like 4'11". The man that she has now married is 6'7".
Mm.
He is 6'7", Dominican, and he's like 26. Or he's like barely 30. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe just 30. But she's like pushing 50, and he is, I think, in his 30s. Maybe even 28. Something like that. Anyway, he's young. There's a significant age difference between them. But she practices IFA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And don't know if you're familiar with IFA, but they wear the white, they wear the
Yeah.
turbans, they have altars. It's always the sage, and or at least this is her version of the practice. I've seen
Right.
something that looks a little bit different, but I don't know enough about the religion or the practice, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But
Right.
anyway, he said, like, in one of the first episodes where she was coming to Dominican Republic, he was just like, yeah, I think she's a witch, but it's okay because I love her. I cracked up. I fell out, like, because you just see him, like, she she came off the plane. She saged him down. She saged the cab down, and he's just
God.
like, she's a witch. Um, but like, he's just, he's just excited to be getting some, really. So he was like, I don't care as long as I get some. Yeah. They
That's
got into the
always
hotel room. She's saging everything down. She set up an altar. She's like, it was crazy, and he's just sitting there like this. But that's the best example I've seen of, like, I don't know if there's intimacy there because he's definitely not trying to understand and learn hers, but
right.
he respects her and give her space.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a lot if he actually does. Because he could be mean and be like, no, you can't do that here. I don't want to be here
Mhm.
when you do that. But, that's the first thing that people always run to when they see sage and all the altars and stuff. This is
Like,
witchcraft. So what?
like they didn't do that in the Bible. I'm gonna need some of y'all to pick up Old Testament.
Please, please read the Old Testament. You might find something in there that you just did not know. That's a whole podcast for another day.
Whole different.
Um, so our next form of intimacy is recreational. So this is just simply finding hobbies and interests that both partners can experience together. So just think about having fun together, trying new things, doing something different. You might not like it, but it's something that you can do to kind of tighten the bond that y'all have. Your face is worse than mine when it comes to expressions.
What do you mean? Moving on. Creative. This involves creating and planning things together, expressing and enjoying art together, or even planning your future or something in the future together, like a trip.
Mhm.
Or I'm gonna leave it up there because it kind of goes into another form of intimacy, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Creative and creating.
Mhm. Talking about that touching your private intimacy. No,
She said that, not me.
I didn't say it. I didn't say that. What? Our next form of intimacy is aesthetic. So this is kind of similar to creative, but you're basically being able to experience beauty together. So think about watching a sunset or watching someone paint a painting. Something that's just like the title says, aesthetic. It's about being able to appreciate each other's interest.
Just know if you slide in my DMs, like, I'm gonna be trying to catch you every full moon, or like on the full moon to be like, do you see the full moon? Or my favorite thing in the world to do is to watch a sunrise or a sunset. Like I want to be on the beach watching, and I don't even need to be on the beach. Like I literally just like watching sunrises and sunsets.
Mhm.
Um, I'm the person that will stop my car to look at a rainbow. I love natural beauty.
Mhm.
So you slide in the DMs. Like, don't be that dude when I send you something. You be like, "What is this?"
Mhm. Or even just like walks in nature, like going hiking. Some people they like to hike together because they get to see different scenes, discover new waterfalls, stuff like
And
that.
the recreational.
Yes, it is. Recreational. All right.
Don't take
So
me on a hike if you don't know how to fight a bear. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on. Um, it's a certain man that I'd be willing to go on a hike with. It's a certain man I'm not going to go on a hike with. Work. Work has a double meaning. So you're building intimacy with coworkers and within your personal relationships. Coworkers can build intimacy when they share tasks or through team building activities. And then there's other relationships. You're putting in work to keep the relationship moving slowly. So that's what they mean by work intimacy. And so that's like chores, taking care of kids, making plans. And if one person feels like they're taking on more work in one aspect of the relationship, like there may be resentment and relationships may suffer. So I hear this a lot in y'all married couples, where the wife, because it's usually
mhm.
the wife feels like she has to do much more of the child rearing, the household chores, so on and so forth. And then she got to tickle your balls at the end of the night. And like, there's always that conflict there.
Mhm. Because by the time you do all that, you tired.
This is why women in the 40s and 50s did not work. So they had all the time to tickle your balls at night. But if I leave this house, or, because I work from home, if I work from home, work a good 9 to 5, and then if I happen to listen, and then if I cook, like if Nakia cooks, you gotta be tickling me at the end of the night. Um, Building intimacy with your coworkers. Hear me and hear me clear.
Mm.
Y'all take this work wife and work husband thing way too far.
Mm.
You're not supposed to be screwing the work wife and the work husband.
Mm-mm.
That's not how that works.
No.
Not the way it's supposed to work. This is just somebody that you can share ideas with, bounce ideas with. This person had your back. This person goes gets coffee and come brings you back some. That's it. After 5 o'clock,
Mm.
y'all shouldn't be going to hotels together, having elaborate lunches. I mean, have lunch together because, quite frankly, lunch is a very important mental break on the job. Y'all better be taking y'all lunches. We didn't told you about this.
Mhm.
And so then, if you want to communicate with somebody, typically that's where the work wife, work husband thing comes in. But y'all going to the Hyatt? Stop.
Just
Stop.
just don't do it.
But yeah, coworker intimacy is really cool because, especially if you work in any type of high stress job, you need that person that you can just decompress with.
Mhm.
Um, because decompression shouldn't just be at the end of the night or the end of the day. You want to take those mental breaks occasionally. You want to send a meme every now and then or whatever. And that's where, that good coworker or that coworker intimacy comes in.
Well,
I mean,
also just like having that intimacy with your coworkers, it makes your job a little easier, especially if you work with them closely. So like you already have the rapport to be like, hey, I need you to do this like ASAP, or can you do this favor for me? Because this person's asking for this and I need this one piece of information and you have it. Like it just makes it a little easier coming from somebody that you actually like for them to say, I need something really fast. Now, if it's somebody you don't like, you're gonna look at it like, you want me to do what? You don't even talk to me. You
So why didn't you send me that 3 days ago?
Exactly. That's when the per my last email come, those passive aggressive things start coming in. You don't want that. So even it doesn't mean that you have to have a deep relationship with every coworker, but if you have a good working relationship, that's basically what you need to get through the days, the weeks, whatever.
And I'm gonna take this one step further, right?
Hmm.
What about the black people, right?
Yes.
If you work in a majority, if you are the minority, whether it be women, whether it be black people, whether it be Indian people, whether it be Pakistani, whatever, when you become the minority, um, that's another work intimacy there because you guys have the commonality of the shared culture,
Hmm.
which is different from everybody else's. And oftentimes the majority is gonna say something to piss you off. You need that person that you can be like, "Did you hear what this bitch said?"
Hmm.
You need that. So yeah, that's another. I've been in that situation tons of times where the black people we have lunch together. Um,
Hmm.
don't eat at the potlucks, that type of thing.
Hmm. Yeah.
We bring our own food on potluck day. Yeah.
You got to. Oh, all right. Our next type of intimacy is experiential. And this is developed when you're sharing new experiences together or making unique memories with your partner or with your friends. So this is like trying something new. It's kind of the same thing as the recreational, creative, aesthetic. So like you're actually doing something new with this person and creating this memory with this person. So if this is both of your first times doing something, it just makes it a little more special and you can have that bond together and have that memory together.
Think vacation and couples goals. When you see these people going to UAE together,
Mhm.
or they in a hotel or Airbnb that has a disappearing or floating pool,
Mm,
they're experiencing something new together, and then they just gonna put it on the gram,
of
and
course.
then I'm mad because I'm supposed to be there with somebody's son. I love
Mhm.
that account.
You what?
I love that account. Somebody's son.
They have an account for it, a whole account? Oh, let me go follow them.
Gives you ideas.
Yeah.
Social. Having the same social circle may mean you get to spend more time together.
I don't think sis likes that. Um, yeah, if y'all have the same friends, it's good in a way because you do get to hang out with your friends a lot more. Y'all can enjoy stuff together, but then like what happens when, and this is what I'm thinking, is like what happens when we both get into some kind of argument, disagreement, and we ain't talking to each other. So now we got to go to the game night and act like we like each other, or we got to go to the game like come by ourselves and then try to act like we want to be there.
All I'm gonna say is, you gonna date in our social circle, y'all need to go ahead and plan out from the beginning who gets custody of who when y'all break up, because it's the worst.
It is.
It's the worst. Like right now, I feel guilty every time I talk to him, but he's cool as shit. But I knew a couple. They broke up. I think he's cool as shit, so I still be talking to him. But I gotta like sneak and do it, and I be
Mhm.
feeling real bad. And then I'll be like, I'm grown. And y'all been divorced for a long time, so I'm okay with it now. But
Right.
before, yeah, in the beginning, it was awkward as have
Hmm.
this discussion with your friends if y'all gonna date in the friend circle, because the rest of us be like,
So we need a document that like says who's the beneficiaries of this firm.
yes.
We need a little bit of a easy transition.
Yeah, because it's not fair when you be like, because a lot of times they'd be like, oh, well, this was my friend first, right? He's
Uh-huh.
cool as shit. You mean to tell me I can't talk to him? He be having a hookup on thing. It's not fair. This is stress to the other people in the social circle. Don't do it. Uh, don't do it. But I will say, again, if you slide in my DMs, I do enjoy having a significant other who is Greek. This is not a requirement, but I enjoy it because there is going to be a hell of a lot of fundraisers and black ties and events where I need you to dress up and I need you to just shut up, dress up, and show up. Shut up,
Mhm.
dress up, show up. That's all I need. I don't need a whole lot of, and I don't feel like it, and I don't go either. But I need you to go and you be my wingman to after the hour, you start giving me the look.
Right. Like, that's a requirement anyway in any partnership. If you wanna be with me, like, we need to be able to have a look, we need to be able to have a code word or something. Like, I need to be able to look at you and be like, "It's time to go." Like,
But yeah,
I've had enough people in for the day or for the night. Let's go home and chill on the couch in sweatpants and eat popcorn.
right. But yeah, I need you like having a Greek significant other. He already know that I spend way too much money on Greek paraphernalia. I'm
Mhm,
spending $60 on a sweatshirt.
mhm,
One. Two, he already got some suits ready. He just interchanging ties and tops so we
mhm.
can go to this fundraiser. And then we gotta go to yours. Like it's a lot of things that I don't have to explain.
Right.
Nor does he get annoyed.
Exactly.
That's the only time that I really want to be in the same social circle as my significant other. Other than that, I don't believe in this.
I agree to a certain extent, like, I agree. Our next form of intimacy is crisis. So this is basically what it says, going through a crisis or a rough patch together. And this just helps you to empathize and support each other through hard times and be willing to be more patient and supportive as you heal from the situation. So just like we said before, when we talk about being able to talk to your partner about positive and negative feelings, I need to see you when you're in a good place, and I need to see you when you're in kind of a bad place. Like, we need to have both of these interactions so I know how you handle certain things.
Trauma bonding.
Look, we're not wishing this on everybody, but if it happens, we just need to be able to get through it together, especially if you want a long lasting relationship and if you want to kind of relate it to the types of love we talked about. The pragma, the enduring love, these couples are the ones that have to go through this. Like, crisis management is probably one of the most important things in a partnership.
Before I'm gonna call you my man and you coming home to meet mom and dad and stuff like that, there's
Mhm,
a few things that has to happen. One, we have to travel, take a trip together. And I
mhm,
don't mean like, you know, me living in the RDU area and we going to Charlotte. Nah, fam. We gotta get on a flight. And like the flight is now like an integral thing now because these airline industries can't get their shit together.
mhm.
So I need you to deal with us being late. I want to see if you come to fuss at me because if you don't handle this, so a road trip, a flight, and what's the other one? Road trips and flight. That's high
Yeah,
priority. I want to see you on those type of things and how you deal with the conflict, the crisis, whatever that may occur.
right.
Oh, how we go to an Airbnb together.
Ooh,
Because if you get ready to lay your butt in that bed and we didn't Lysol it down, ew.
that's true. That is
You can
true.
tell I like traveling. But nah, so I agree with the crisis thing. Not only that, like I'm of a certain age where we have friends, family members, and parents who are dying now.
Mhm,
So, can I come to you? Can I be vulnerable with you? Can I cry on your shoulder? And like stages of grief. Ooh, listen,
mm,
especially when you the parents. I got friends. I had several of my female friends that lost their moms last year,
mhm.
and just any given day, my girlfriends will be sad. And it's like, can you deal with that? Can you
Right.
deal with me just being sad one day?
That's
So I
true.
agree with this trauma bonding. Um, Next is commitment. And not just being committed to each other, but being committed to a shared goal. So, buying a house, starting a business, building wealth, losing weight. Um, that one's key, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm going to want the cake always, but I'm consistently on a weight loss journey. This has been a consistent thing. So, tell me no sometimes
Yeah.
because we have a shared goal.
Yeah. I agree. Because don't tell me too many times I need to put my cookie down. We gonna fight after that. We're gonna
Yeah,
be
we
in
go.
crisis.
Yeah,
We're
but if
gonna
I
be in
reach,
a crisis.
that's when you be like, nah, babe, remember you had said, or we got to go to the gym in the morning.
Hmm.
But one, I'm gonna cook you.
That leads into our next one, conflict, which is being able to effectively handle arguments and disagreements. Being able to manage conflict is key in long-term relationships. And like we said, this is where the pragma love comes in, the enduring love. You have to be able to deal with crisis and conflict. If we can't get through a conflict or a crisis together, no, sir. You a friend. Go sit in the friend zone.
Yeah, that's really important to me. I have to see us argue. Um, no longer am I the woman that's going to pick fights on purpose, but
Yeah,
I want to see us in conflict because I want to see how mad you get if you throw things, if you hit things. Like, those are things that I want to see. So I want to see the
right,
conflict. Like, I want to see how you argue. Like, honestly, um, couples argue. We come from two different backgrounds. We're two different people. And again, I am the person that I don't necessarily try to date somebody. I hate the term equally yoked, but I don't try to date somebody that I'm like this with.
right.
Like I love a good yin and yang. So, with that said, we're going to be two different people. We're going to not agree. I
Mhm.
want to see what that conflict or what that argument looks like. I need to know that you know how to argue respectfully. You don't go for the jugular, and you're not going to, talk about my mama.
Right. Because that's an automatic fight. Your mama said no.
Mhm.
You're gonna be on the flow.
And don't be bringing up stuff that I told you, like in pillow talk. Like if I be like, you know that girl Shannon, or you know my friend Shannon. Like I really can't stand Shannon, right? If
Mhm.
you're arguing and you bring up the fact, remember you said Shannon was fat.
Ooh, no.
Okay, I don't have any friends named Shannon, and I just brought that up as an example. But that's
We
what I'm
got
talking
you.
about. Like, you can't just be,
Right. Can't be out
mm-mm.
here reckless with your words, sir.
Right,
Man.
right. And the last
All
one
right.
is communication. So this is being able to talk open and honestly about your needs without your partner feeling offended, criticized, or threatened.
Ooh, a whole mouthful.
Whole mouthful. Um, Pairing good communication with active listening skills will help to make communication more effective with each other. Active listening skills. We talked about listening styles in episode 35. Make sure y'all check that out. Wait, we have 35 episodes?
We do, sis. Yes, we do.
Okay. Communication applies in friendships, familial relationships, professional relationships, just all the relationships. Communicate is important. Communication is important too. So if communication is that important, obviously there has to be some intimacy.
Mhm.
If you can't be honest with your friends or they can't be honest with you, there's a breakdown in communication or there's a level of intimacy that has not yet been reached.
That's
I
right.
would, if you can't be honest with them or they can't be honest with you, is this truly your friend?
Right.
What about your friend?
Get it. Hey, 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 hey. So we got the whole duo here. I'm gonna sing the song, Keep gonna dance for me, and then we gonna
I probably,
that's your entertainment. So what?
I probably shouldn't say.
It's all good, sis. We got it covered. All right, so moving on to our self-care in real life segment, and we probably talked about this along the way, but which form of intimacy is your favorite or favorites?
Okay, I don't like the word favorite for this topic, so I'm gonna say the one that I identify with the most, right?
Yes.
um, and I have shared along the way, so if you didn't catch it, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm sending this podcast to the man that I have intellectual intimacy with the most. That has been like in my adult relationships, I recognize like how cool that is. Just doing like a reflection. Excuse me. Um, I was in a relationship with a man. Um, we were very good on paper.
Mm-hmm.
We were equally yoked. There was a lot of the matching, right?
Right.
We did not have the intimacy that I needed. And when I just used to be able to verbalize intimacy. But I will say that this podcast has been able to give me the language to be able to recognize which intimacies we were missing.
Mm-hmm.
So again, reflecting back on that, I'm now able to say like intellectual was one that was just top notch with this one dude. But touch is my love language, so that's also a big one for me.
Right. So for me, since my love language or two of my love languages are touch and quality time, I love physical touch, but more than that, I love to spend quality time with people. So that means recreational, creative, aesthetic, things that I can do and experience with somebody else, whether it be a partner or my friends. That helps to build intimacy, and that's probably my favorite of all of them, or favorites.
Hear
Group
you.
them all, group them all together. You said what?
Hear you. Hear
Yes,
you.
I like to do stuff with people. I'm not very big on gifts or anything, so, like, if you want to get me something for Christmas, like, let's do something together. Doesn't have to cost a lot of money, doesn't have to be a long time, but just an experience. I like experiences.
I'm pretty much an experienced person
Mhm.
until I move. So I'm still furnishing my house, so feel free to send gifts.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazon cards work too. Kiki, which form of intimacy is your least favorite, or that you identify with the least?
Hmm. Um, I don't know if I have a least favorite because I kind of understand that all of them have their place, right? Of course, we don't really wish conflict and crisis on anyone. So I guess that would be my least favorite, but I still understand the purpose of them when forming intimacy with someone else.
Hmm. Um, Mine, like I expressed earlier, social. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't necessarily even believe in that one. And then I think from social, currently the one I identify with the least because I'm single. Um, is well, no. I don't identify with it because I don't have this level of wait for it intimacy with anyone. The commitment one, the shared goals and stuff like that. Like I don't have nobody that I'm working on nothing with.
Right.
So those would probably be the ones that I identify with the least. But as far as self care in real life, like we want to be able to give you guys the tools and the language so that you can develop stronger bonds with your partner and
Yes.
by your spouse, your friends, your coworkers, even your children. Like as a parent, are you missing any intimacy with your kids? Right? Are you teaching your kids to appreciate, or do you have that kid that appreciates aesthetics and beautiful? Like they're a creative. Like
Mhm.
you look at your creative child and be like, that is dope. Knowing they've painted that same picture 17 times and you have it all over your refrigerator. But are
Right.
you building that intimacy with your creative kids, that aesthetic intimacy? Are you teaching your child Are you building spiritual bonds with your kids? Intellectual, like we want to be able to allow you to have fulfilled relationships, because that is a definitely a form of self-care. So we want to give you these tools that you understand what the intimacy is, may look like, and where you may need to improve.
There we go. That's it. So y'all know it's the time to tell y'all to share, because y'all need to share this podcast with your friends.
The drugs
All
is
these
wearing
people.
off.
So what?
The drugs is wearing off.
Okay. Let me wrap this up. Y'all share it with your friends and all these people y'all trying to get intimate with in whatever way. It's a good topic that y'all can talk about, especially your intellectual people, all the people that love the intellectual intimacy. This is a good podcast to share. Share with your friends in your group chats everywhere, on your social medias. You know, tell people about the podcast. Go and rate and review it. Subscribe, like, comment, all of that good stuff.
All of it.
All of it. All right, and don't forget about our day of rest. Don't forget to get your tickets. Don't forget about the giveaway. Giveaway. Okay. And that's it. You got anything else to add, sis? Okay, because we need
packaging.
You what?
I hate Midol packaging.
Okay, I want you to take care of yourself and go ahead and hammer out all those Midols and just put them in a cup somewhere, because I don't need you stressed. Huh?
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Just go ahead and hammer them out, get them out. So I want you to take care of yourself, sis.
You too, friend.
Thank you, friend. And always remember, everybody, to take care of yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and all of the other things that help you to bring your wellness together. All right, y'all, that's it. Bye.